Sharks fans! My name is Jacob Boyd, and I'm going to be presenting to you guys today the Sharks versus Golden Knights preseason game review. If you're a Sharks fan, you're going to be excited about this one. Obviously, we don't get too many wins, so we're going to savor this one. And I'm going to kind of get right into it. I think that, the Sharks really, kind of came out strong. Obviously, they scored within like the first 26 seconds or something like that. And it was just such a great start to the game. And so, yeah, I think Sharks fans obviously, are trying to, put this down. It's only preseason, whatever. We got a dub, boys and girls. So I'm super excited. And I'm gonna savor this one because maybe we don't have that many wins this year, but I'm gonna ride this one. But not to temper expectations or anything. The Sharks did have some of their top players playing in the top two lines kind of played, and then the bottom two were kind of a mix of AHL and NHL, either A tweeners or B trying to make the roster. But the Golden Knights, on the other hand, didn't really have anybody playing except for Ivan Barbashev. So I think Sharks fans will have to put that into perspective and, maybe temper that expectation of, oh, we just dominated, a no-named team on the other side. But any win in the NHL is really, really good. I don't care how anybody puts it. These guys are coming out to play. They're not just coming out and rolling in the motions. I don't feel that. I feel that, when you're an NHL player, you're going out there and you're trying to prove something every day. I play hockey. I think from my perspective, if it was kind of a preseason game, would I take a shift off? No, not me. I want to prove to myself that I'm going to go out there every game, every shift, and try to battle and win. I think that NHL players are no different. Maybe there's, some casual fans or casual players that will do that, but these guys are getting paid, some people in the NHL, $750 is like league minimum or something. They're going out there and trying to prove that they're going to want to take a spot in the NHL. And those younger players are wanting to prove themselves. Now the veterans, they're trying to work in the system. They're trying to play within the system, and they're trying to read their teammates and what they might do night in and night out. So this is a good place for them to start by doing those little things and chipping the puck deep, winning the one-on-one battles that they have. They're not just going out there and, run of the mill. Oh, it's just a preseason game. We're not going to play. We're not going to, work hard. No, that's not the case. Any pundit writers, anybody that you listen to that say that, bunch of baloney. I think that, the Sharks came out, they showed out, and I'm just super happy for each individual player out there tonight. And they really, I think David Quinn had them jumping, right from the get-go. And it was a really nice sight to see. But kind of getting off on that tangent, I wanted to kind of get into some of, the players and who's really did well, who didn't do as well going forward. So let me go ahead and let you guys know about that. So I'm going to pull up something here that's going to show you guys some of the stats. Let me see it here if I can help. All right, so here's some of the stats for you guys to see. Obviously the final score was Sharks 5, the Golden Knights 2. Really, the Sharks just came out gangbusters in the first period. They scored three unanswered goals, and then the Knights tallying one to make it 3-1. But then the Sharks scoring late in the first period to make it 4-1, and then same kind of thing in the second. There not much scoring, but then the Sharks made it 5-1, and then finally the last tally was by the Golden Knights to make it 5-2. But I really, just getting back to the first period, I thought Tomas Hertl was very good in terms of getting into the right places in the offensive zone. And he really, was dishing it to the right person at the right time. Obviously, he had 2 assists and 1 goal. It was kind of a nice goal because he kind of went along the right-hand side of the goalie, and he was looking for a pass from Henry Thrun. Maybe you would like to have Hertl kind of go and try to screen the goalie there too. That could have been a second option, but he elected to go off the right side of the goalie to try to create an angle on the power play and to try to score, and that he did. Henry Thrun had a really nice shot pass fake. Fake shot into a pass, and right on Hertl's stick, right in the wheelhouse, and Hertl kind of just put it right over the pad and under the glove. There wasn't much to, see in terms of getting, if he couldn't raise it over the glove because he was kind of in close a little bit, but then he had to get over the pad, which he did, and it was really, really nice. So good for Tomas Hertl to get on a good start here. He had 3 points. And then you got Henry Thrun, I wanted to talk about, where he had 2 goals and 1 assist. The first goal coming within that 26 seconds or so, 5-on-5, and he kind of just shot it from the point. But what was really nice is he shot when there was traffic in front of the net, and I couldn't help but notice that Filip Zadina was in front of the net and trying to get in the eyes of the goalie. And it was a really nice thing to see because I didn't see many Sharks players do that last year. And Filip Zadina not only did it on Henry Thrun's goal, but there was another goal shot from the point from Henry. I think it was from Henry Thrun, actually, where he also screened the goalie yet again. Or at least was able to try to get a stick on it. He kind of was off to the side of the goalie, but he was still going to the front of the net and getting in the eyes of the goalie. And I love to see that from Filip Zadina. But next we have Kyle Burroughs. Kyle Burroughs was just a monster all game long. I felt like Kyle Burroughs was the best Shark on the ice last night. And he had a goal and an assist, but not only did he have one of the prettier goals, Barabanov fed him a great pass across ice, right onto his stick, but he had to put it home. And I felt like a lot of Sharks defensemen wouldn't pinch right there. And he did. And it was a nice sight to see because he found the soft spot in the zone, in the defensive zone where nobody was, and he got a stick to the puck and he scored and he put it top shelf. And it was really nice to see that because my hopes are he keeps doing that, and hopefully we can get that offensive defenseman where I feel like Matt Benning could be that. I feel like Burroughs can do that now. And so that was really nice to see. Next we have Alexander Barabanov. Barabanov did get the assist and it was very beautiful to the Kyle Burroughs, but And that one shift, he made that kind of all happen. He kind of went along the half boards, kept the puck in multiple times, and dished it, and hit Burrow's stick right on the money. But after that, he kind of went silent and really didn't do much. Nothing that he did wrong, but he didn't really stand out like he did, say, in the training camp, where he just everything found him. Sometimes that happens in games, and no fault to Barabanov, but he didn't really do anything in the defensive zone to be like, oh, he wasn't working hard. I think he was working hard, just didn't really pay off except for that one assist, which was a beauty. Next, you got Cole Castles. Castles really played, a pretty decent game. And I didn't know this, but he's the son of Andrew Castles. So if any, Sharks fans know that name, kind of an older player, but used to be a really good NHL player. Now his son's in the league, and he got an assist tonight. And I thought he played well. And, on that third, fourth line, I saw him throwing around his body. He was really playing defensive minded. And we just didn't want to give up another goal after we, got an early lead. So, Cole Castles just kind of delivered on the assist. So good for Cole Castles. Super cool to see him get on the score sheet. Next, you got Daniil Gushkin. Daniil Gushkin was 5-on-5 wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't that he was bad. I felt like he was doing things defensively that I don't really normally see him do, which is back check and do the little things to get the puck out of the zone, which is really good. I'm super happy about Daniil's, progress on that side, since in the rookie faceoff, he really didn't do that. But he did get on the score sheet with an assist. I think it was on the power play. And he did have a couple good power play shifts where he just kind of dominated the puck. And he was on that left half wall where, I would say like the Alexander Ovechkin kind of sets up, but he was kind of more near the wall, a little bit more than Alexander Ovechkin, because Ovechkin just wants to shoot and get that one-timer going. Whereas I feel like Gushkin does have a good shot, but he was kind of quarterbacking the power play a little bit in terms of on that half wall and kind of finding the nice pass. And there was one, two, I think it was Mike Hoffman, where Mike Hoffman just put it like it was either ticked off the goalie's mask or he shot it high. I couldn't really tell on the replay, but just a nice pass to get it onto his stick. He was wide open, and it would have been a pretty goal. But there was not just that one pass on the power play. There was multiple passes that he was kind of getting it to who was open. So I really liked Gushkin's game on the power play. Again, he could have probably worked harder in the offensive zone on 5-on-5, but I'm not faulting him for that, because I felt like overall his game was pretty decent. And then you got Mike Hoffman. Mike Hoffman had an assist. Mike Hoffman really can shoot the puck, you can tell. I feel like he's going to be a staple on that right side of the power play. And, the one that he didn't finish from Daniil Gushkin's cross crease pass, I feel like he'll start to put those home. The guy just has one of the best shots on the Sharks already. You can just tell. But just from like me watching training camp, me watching, the game, like, he would generally put that one home, but I felt like Mike Hoffman's game is really good. One thing to note, though, on Mike Hoffman, I do see him really get tired towards the end of his shifts a little bit more than I do with, say, other players. So, I'm wondering, maybe he just takes shorter, harder shifts and he gets off the ice because for some reason he is getting up there in age, but I could visibly see him getting tired and he needs to get off the ice a little bit quicker. but still a good game from Mike Hoffman. Good showing against weaker lineup. Then you got Nathan Todd, who scored a goal. It was really a nice goal. He kind of just he didn't even have it on his stick for very long, but it was kind of a broken play where Burrows threw it. It hit, either a Vegas Golden Knights skate or a Shark skate. I think they said a Vegas Golden Knights skate because it was unassisted, but it hit a skate and then went right to him in front of the net. He was all alone, and he kind of just chip shot it basically right off the top crossbar and in for a very, very nice goal. I thought he had a great game defensively too. Whenever he was out there, he was working hard. He was physical, and then he got rewarded with a goal. So good job, Nathan Todd. I was really, really, not expecting, obviously a goal. You don't really expect anything from that fourth line, but I thought they played hard. Castles, Todd, and I forget the fourth guy on that line right now. But anyways, I thought Todd had a great game. Then, a few others to mention were Thomas Borderlow. Obviously, he didn't get on the score sheet, but he had a couple shots on goal, two shots on goal. And I really thought he played a two-way game. Like, he wasn't getting overextended in the offensive zone. He was showing, unique skill offensively by zone entries, but he wasn't doing too much. He was getting the puck deep, even, when he needed to change, he got it deep. Like, I didn't see him do that, in his couple games that he was up. And so just by chipping it deep and getting off the ice is always good. You don't want to turn the puck over where, like say in the neutral zone, and if he was trying to dangle and then now he's stuck out there on the rink when he's tired. So that was really nice to see. Next, we have Anthony Duclair. I thought Duclair actually had a sneaky good game. The guy just really knows how to play the game. He back checks. He takes hits to make plays. In the offensive zone, he really supports pucks. On the power play, I thought a really good one was when one of the puck carriers got it kind of behind the net on the half wall. He kind of supported play and went behind the net to the other side of the half wall, and he was able to support his player with the puck and having an easy offensive zone pass where he wasn't under pressure at all. He made the guy that had the puck, who was under pressure, have an easy outlet pass. So it was really nice to see him there. But yeah, so I thought those kind of players were pretty good. Other players to note, I thought Jake Furlong had a really not so good game again. I know that I was kind of hard on him towards the end of the rookie faceoff where, he kept turning the puck over in his defensive zone. Instead of turning the puck over a couple times, I think he made some errant passes breaking out where I thought he could have made it a crisper pass where it missed our D to neutral zone entries. Just kind of what they call a breakout. He was missing them, and it was going right to the other Vegas Golden Knights player, and it was almost where they can, come back into the zone really quickly. So I thought he was really the only one that had kind of a bad game. So unfortunately for Jake Furlong, he's probably going to need to work on his game in Halifax with the Halifax Mooseheads and get that under control because he is a great offensive talent. So yeah, we'll see how his development goes and see if he even gets in another game in the preseason. Next, you have Gannon Larocque. He was kind of, just steady. He really didn't do, great offensively. And he did great defensively because there was no scoring on his line, but or against him. And so, good for Gannon. I thought it was just a mediocre game, nothing, special on offense or defense. He missed a couple shots opportunities that he had, but I don't fault him for that. Nikita Wojciech, Wojciech actually had a sneaky good game. I think that this guy plays a great defensive game, and he really knows how to step up on offense and keep pucks in. He knows how to step up in the neutral zone to kind of trap the players coming into the zone. And it was really nice sight to see from Wojciech. I didn't know that he had that kind of game. He was physical. He skates fast. Like he's not slow at all. He's like, for a big dude, he can actually skate with some top offensive players in this league, and you're going to be really intrigued by this guy. You're going to want to follow Wojciech. His name's Nikita Wojciech, and we got him in. They call it the throw-in of the Timo Meier trade, but I don't think he was a throw-in. I think he could be, a third-line D pairing in the NHL pretty soon here. So look for Wojciech to try to, have a good. I think he's trying to vie for an AHL spot. So we'll see where he goes after the preseason's over. He's not going to be in the NHL his first year, I don't think. But he's going to make strides, I feel, and do well. Tristan Robbins was just all right. He kind of was maybe one more like disappointing player, but didn't do anything out of the ordinary wrong. Just didn't see that offensive production that you want to see from like a third line center. Jan Rutta had a sneaky good defensive game. Whenever you don't hear from a defender that much, he's doing well. He's strong in front of the net. You could tell he makes the breakouts that you need to break out of the zone. Sure, it's not like the easiest or easiest sometimes, but I do feel Jan Rutta was really good. And then he worked the power play a little bit. He got one kind of shot on goal. It was blocked, but it was nice and low. So if it did get through the block, then it could have got tipped or on net, he has a really hard shot. So I think Sharks fans will see, that Jan Rutta will score some goals on the back end, which is going to be nice to see. Givani Smith was also pretty good. He had a nice, not acrobatic, but he had a nice kind of, he was in front of the net screening. He gets the rebound and tries to put it over the goaltender's blocker where he was doing the splits, and the goalie just made a nice save on him. But Givani Smith was in the right spots. He was working defensively. Great for Givani Smith. Weisblatt was, all right. He's kind of, trying to work hard and get in the forecheck and do things that winning players do. But yeah, he didn't get on the score sheet. He didn't really do much on the power play that he was on. But, nothing bad to say about Weisblatt's game. He's a little bit smaller in stature, so you just hope to see, he did, I guess he gained like 6 to 8 pounds of muscle over the off season though. So that's good to hear. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. And then again, Filip Zadina didn't get on the score sheet, but I thought had the third best game out of everybody here, maybe fourth best. He was in front of the net for 2 of our goals, just parked in front of the goalie, trying to get tips, trying to, distract the goalie. So good on Filip Zadina. I really am looking forward to him moving forward. He did great on the penalty kill. Sometimes he got a little overextended. He kind of went out to hit the defenseman with the puck along the half boards a couple times. It kind of brought him out of the play, but he also stole the puck one time, and he's really quick. Not fast. He is fast, but he's really quick. Like, he gets on defenders like within a couple seconds, and he makes people make hard tough passes, and good for Zadina. I really saw full display from him. And then last but not least, I thought Kaapo Kähkönen was great. Sure, he led up 2 goals, but he on 34 shots. But the goal that one of the goals that went in was a shot from the point that, like, I believe deflected twice in front of him, and I don't think he had a shot at those or at that one. So good on Kaapo Kähkönen. I thought he had a great showing coming back from a bad last year in the NHL. So I hope he can really resurrect his career and have a good season for the San Jose Sharks this season. But yeah, that kind of goes along with what I wanted to go over today is, the Sharks had a really good preseason, matchup. We also had the advantage with, more NHL players than Vegas this go around. I'm sure, I think we see him later on in the preseason, and I'm sure the Golden Knights will have a little bit better lineup out there, and we'll see what the Sharks have. So yeah, that was my game recap for preseason game number 1. It was the Sharks 5, Vegas Golden Knights 2. And again, my name is Jacob Boyd with Hello Sharks Fans. If you guys liked this, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And yeah, that's it for me. Peace.